You're listening to the Second Time Watches podcast with your host, OJ the OG.
This is OJ the OG for Second Time, here with an amazing podcast guest. So excited to be here at the Penmar in Santa Monica, California with my very good friend, my confidant for over 20 years, a fellow entrepreneur and of course watch enthusiast above all else, Seth Grossman from Essential Watches and 90210 Watches, which is his newest retail operation. So Seth Grossman, welcome to Second Time Podcast.
Thank you. It's
Can't
nice
wait to
be
get
here.
you. You know, I was on your podcast. This is fair game, baby.
Well, you are natural. You've got the gift of gab, so you definitely deserve to have your own podcast.
Well, I appreciate that. And in all seriousness, like really 20 plus years in the watch business, I've known you. And you were always an innovator.
We're going back almost 25 years now.
You were always you were one of the few like tech first watch guys. You were always about the tech, man.
Yeah.
Like for a solid year, I think you just stopped selling watches and went into this hole to build your tech.
I did. That's exactly what I did. Actually.
I know this story.
Yeah.
I know the story. I know the story. So I think most people know your story. You were in the bicycle business. Then you got into the watch business where there were much greener pastures.
Well, I was actually in the watch business before I was in the bicycle business.
Okay.
Going back to 1992.
1992?
Yeah.
Damn, that long ago.
Yeah, I was 16 years old.
Selling watches?
Yeah, Swatch watches.
Oh, that's right. You were the Swatch watch guy.
Yeah.
And then, I just turned 56. What are you, like 50?
I'm 51.
51, okay. So it makes sense, 5 years. You're right, yeah. So I was too young to be like industrious in the Swatch watch craze because I was still like 13 years old, and the only way you could get them was like to go and fly to Europe, and you could literally order them with like your drink and your dinner on the duty-free cart. Mm-hmm. That was how you got swatches from Europe. And I did that once.
Right, on the plane. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, those were crazy times. In 91, 92, that's when they released their chronograph called the Chrono, and then their scuba, or their diving watch called the Scuba.
Right.
And that's what kind of triggered the big fad. And then people started collecting the stuff that were the early releases from 84, 85.
Sure. Yeah, the Keith Haring.
Keith Haring. And then also, of course, their vegetable swatches that came out. And that was when there was a whole line around the block, people trying to wait in line to get those things.
It's so funny because really looking back at our roots, like if there wasn't Swatch, where would we be? Because that was the company that financed, the next step in evolution of the watch business.
Yeah, and not just that, a lot of the current OGs in the watch business now are guys that all started at the same time I'm referring to, but they were actually full-blown adults.
Right.
So where I was a kid, I was limited, I was in school, I had limited funds. You got other guys that were like really going balls out on the Swatch business. Right. And those are the guys that became the biggest Rolex wholesalers to this day now.
Sure.
The older guys.
Right.
And now you've got this whole new crop of guys that just got into this, the backpack dealers or whatnot. They got into this during COVID.
That's funny.
Some of us, we go way back.
So you bought your first Swatch watch when you were how old?
16.
So what year is that? That's got to be...
It's 92.
92.
You had three different types. You had the regulars, which were 40. Then you had the diving watches, the Scubas, that were 50.
Right.
Then you had the Chronos that were 80.
What was your relationship to watches that allowed you to capitalize on this Swatch thing? I mean, you're 16. What was your relationship to swatches prior to this?
Right, you don't just wake up one morning and go, I think I'm just going to go buy swatches. Yeah, obviously there's an in. No, I had a good friend in high school whose uncle had a jewelry store / pawn shop in Hollywood. And I had met him one evening at one of my friend's family's functions. And he saw that I sort of like was an entrepreneurial type personality. So he invited me to actually work in his store on Saturdays, once a week. Right away when I got there is when I learned about this Swatch watch craze. He had just sold a Swatch to a guy who showed him the auction results from Germany, that some of these watches that were only like 4 or 5 years old were going for, over $1,000 each, some of these highly collectible swatches. And he gave us a copy of this auction result from, I think it was from Henry's Auction House or something in Germany. So I had a black and white copy of these auction results. So I went around all these department stores looking for these exact watches,
right?
And then would buy
them.
So
was it like the black one with the diamonds or something like that?
Yeah, there was like, every year they would release like something like 50 different watches. So
yeah,
there had to be like around 250 watches on this list. And so I was going around trying to find these watches and buy them and put them for sale in this guy's jewelry store.
Right.
And then hopefully like tourists would walk by.
Right. Have you ever heard of Jungle Scout for Amazon?
No.
That's like a thing where you walk around like Kohl's and scan stuff. And it'll tell you if you should buy it or not.
Yes.
That's exactly what that was. You
had
your list,
but this is,
and you're like, okay, I need the one with the, the astronaut.
Right, but this is pre-internet, obviously.
What about the James Bond one? Were you ever? Did those sell at premiums? I remember I had like 8 of the James Bond swatches.
I think that came after.
It was probably 2000.
I was only in this business for like a good 2.5 years, and I went off to college and never looked back. I never got back into Swatch watches after college.
So what was your relationship to watches like when you were in college?
I was a mule, basically.
Oh,
so
you were?
People that I knew from the Swatch watch days had now basically graduated to Rolexes. Mm-hmm. So they needed people to bring them back from Europe into the United States. You get a free trip out of it. And I was a kid, you have no fear when you're a kid. So I did what I had to do.
So they would just say to you, they would say, hey, go to, where were you going?
Italy.
Italy.
My Italian used to be very good, actually. It's very rusty now.
So, but you're by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Or did you go with a traveling partner?
No, like just myself. They had places for me to stay. These people that I was working with.
So you were set up.
Yeah, they set me up. They told me, they had beach houses.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Nice. And that didn't seem like a viable opportunity after college to continue doing that, or staying in the watch
That's
space?
when I started getting in the bicycle business. So I was kind of focused on bikes at that time. I just did this for the summers.
Yeah, the beach cruiser, the low riders, the custom deals.
Yeah, we made big, full-size chopper bicycles.
Right. What was the brand?
Fat Cycles.
Fat Cycles.
PHAT. Fat Cycles.
PHAT.
Yeah, we sold the company. It was good.
That was your first exit then, huh?
Yeah, that was my first.
So then what brought you back to the watch business?
I had to go back to something. So we sold the company. My fallback was watches. So I went back to somebody that I knew back from in the day from Swatch Watches, who now had a shop in Beverly Hills.
Who was that?
Amazing
Is he still
guy.
around?
Yeah, his name is Philippe. Amazing.
Oh, Philippe Swatches.
Philippe Swatches, amazing guy. I learned a lot from him, and I worked for him for 2 years, from 2000 to 2002. That was one of the things he hired me for. This was before anyone had websites. So I am the one. I understood that stuff. So I understood eBay, I understood websites, I understood QuickBooks, like everything sophisticated.
This is early 2000s.
This is 2000.
Okay.
This is literally the year 2000.
Wow.
So yeah, so I did all that for him. Yeah, amazing days, amazing memories, and I learned a lot from him.
So you set up his eBay business for him?
Yeah.
eBay a long time ago,
and I think
man.
this is 2002. That's when I met you, basically.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Yeah.
right around the same time, going to shows, whatnot.
Yeah. You would go to watch shows and photograph every watch in the room.
But also looking at the way you were presenting watches on the internet. We were learning from you, basically.
I appreciate that. I was learning as I go.
I didn't go your direction in the sense that you were really posting on all those boards like WatchNet and those other ones. But
I was Panorisi and Time Zone. But
Yeah.
mostly then I went straight to eBay. That was the shortest distance between 2 points.
Yeah.
Didn't even need a website.
Yeah.
Your website has the click to go to
Yeah.
eBay and see my store.
And
everything's nicely positioned.
You're also targeting a different type of buyer when you're off of Panorisi and you're off of WatchNet.
It's a disruptive marketplace, right?
Lot less know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Those guys know too much.
And we often compared notes on the same clients.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you come back to Philippe Swatches. You're there for 2 years.
Right.
And then what?
For whatever reason, we decided to go in our own ways. So I went my way. And
that's when you started Essential Watches.
Yeah. So we started off that first year just selling watches on eBay as I made enough money to keep on reinvesting as I built my own website and my own back end. That was the most important thing for me, was having a very sophisticated back end that could really connect the dots. So instead of buying an out-of-the-box solution, we just built our own. So I had different IT guys that I worked with, and I'd get sick of one guy and then take whatever he did and I'd move it to the next guy.
And it was like a never-ending story. It never ended because it was always more.
Yeah, well, as of right now, more or less it's ended. Like we're finally done with the development.
Good enough.
After 20 years, it's good
enough.
Exactly.
After 20 years.
But I mean, if I count up how much money I spent on our back end, it's just ridiculous.
When you were growing up as a little kid, and what's your earliest recollection of like a watch and a connection to it?
I guess when I was 13 after my bar mitzvah.
Let's talk about bar mitzvah. Did you get watches for bar mitzvah?
No, I didn't get any watches, but I remember I had
a lot of Swiss Army knives.
I just remember I finally had money in my bank, for my bar mitzvah, and I remember going to like Big Five or something like that, and they had all the hardcore digital.
Yeah.
Big ass, whatever, Casios.
Casios or Seikos.
And I still bought myself one of those, but like I was really never a watch fanatic until I learned watches working in that jewelry store at 16. Yeah, that's when I really like got into watches. But before that, I never even, they weren't even on my radar per se.
What were you into as a little kid?
Making money.
Yeah.
So anything I could sell.
So were you were Eagle Scout, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
So you were definitely selling, stuff door to door, right?
Yeah, that's I guess that's a fundraiser. You're not. Yeah. That's not for yourself, but
but you learn a lot.
It's actually good. It's good training. I look forward to it every year. Whatever I had to go, whatever fundraiser we're doing, I actually.
That was when people went door to door, and the dad was on the driveway.
Yeah, in my case it was my mom, but yes, I'd walk around and I liked it. I would do it for hours every night. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and I got good at it. I think you learn a lot by doing that sort of thing. You did the same?
I did. I didn't make it as far as you did. I washed out at like, I don't know, maybe like first class or second class or one of those.
Okay, sounds like you were like maybe a sophomore or something.
You know what? I washed out when I started, getting action.
Yeah. Obviously, I wasn't getting action.
I was like, yeah, I think I want to date girls. I don't think I want to be a Cub Scout, Boy Scout anymore.
It really was literally the most uncool thing you could do was be a Boy Scout in high school. I kept it. Oh no, I kept it
on the D.
Freaking secret. Nobody knew. And this one guy who was in another troop, he had the same name as me. His name is Seth also. He once got busted by this pack of girls. He goes, "Well, I'm not the only Boy Scout in the class. Seth Grossman is also a Boy Scout." He fucking out his mind.
How did you?
I never forgive this guy. Yeah, there was no reason. Like, leave me out of it, okay?
All right, so give me one of those hits that you made, and you were like, "There's definitely life after Swatch."
I guess for me, what gave me sort of the courage to continue was just the fact that even though I didn't have a lot of money and I couldn't really afford to inventory these watches, a lot of guys that were playing with watches that necessarily didn't want to do the sales, they would buy the watches and they would basically virtually consign them to me and let me be the guy dealing with the public and sell these watches. And so they just kept bringing me watches, and one guy could easily give me $500,000 worth of watches to post on my website and post on eBay. Yeah. And it put me in the game. And I kept finding people like that over and over. People kept coming to me. And obviously I learned very early on that the key was just be super straight and super transparent and don't cut any corners. If you're telling a guy you sold it for $15,000, then that's really what you sold it for. Don't say you sold it for 15, but really sold for 16 and pocket $1,000, because that kind of stuff catches up with you. Yeah. So I really learned from day one that you gotta.
I like screenshots, man. Look, here's the eBay listing.
Yeah.
Here's the fees.
Yeah, but I was dealing face to face with people, so you can't always do a screenshot.
Sure.
But, you gotta just play it straight, and then like you said, when I started my website, I really pushed hard to get out there. I went to every single watch show.
Yeah.
Did as much networking.
And you shot every single watch in the room.
I travel around. I would just quickly grab your watch, photograph it, ask you how much you wanted, put it in my back end. Okay, this guy wants, $5,800 for this GMT. And then by the time I'd sell it, I would pray that he still had the watch. In this day and age, forget about it. Nobody has anything for over 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
Back then, there was a decent chance that 45 days later, he probably still had that watch.
Yeah. But what I liked about your website, and I've said this before, is it said, if you like this watch, we'll get it for you. We know where it is and we'll get it for you. It wasn't we have this watch in stock.
Yeah.
Some were, But other ones were,
Right.
if you like this watch.
Yeah, I think I said something like this watch.
There was a differentiation.
This watch is currently non-stock, but we can find it if you really, if you really want it. I think said something like that. We'll source it for you. So we would chase it down. I mean, and that was possible. It was feasible.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
You had
I don't
two
do any,
different kinds of listings, and they were clearly delineated.
Right. And then also
now everything's just gray.
And I would also say, if a watch wasn't in stock, I'd say, do you own this watch and want to sell it? We're interested in acquiring it. So we'd get people that wanted to sell us their watch as well.
Of course.
So obviously, yeah.
That's
and we
amazing.
built up a big database of all these watches, all these reference numbers.
And the dealers too.
Well, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the hardest thing about the watch business is working with the watch dealers.
Yeah. Right. Well,
It's like the watch business would be great if it wasn't for the watch dealers.
You have to work with the ones that want to work with you. So you have to also, just like you do your best to impress a client that you're trustworthy and honest, you have to impress on the dealer that you're a hustler and you're honest and you really do want to sell his watch. Because the one thing that dealers don't like is he gives you a watch to photograph of yours, and you get a customer for it, and then you go find it from someone else cheaper.
You put out the wanted to buy on it.
Yeah, this is like such a disrespectful thing. You try your best,
like WTF.
sell his watch. He lets you photograph it.
Sure.
So I used to believe that there was going to be a day where every single Swiss manufacturer was going to come down hard on every single website out there that was using stock photos.
Right.
I truly believe that there was literally a day that everyone was going to be shut down.
Yeah.
All the biggest websites, like, and so I believe that if I wanted to be the last man standing, I should photograph every single watch, my picture, and prove that it was my picture shot in the exact same format, same angle, same everything, my watermark. That day never came. I was hoping it was going to come. It never came.
Right.
But at the same time, what I did by doing that is I just built up a really nice database of a lot of these watches that are tough to find these days.
Sure. Yeah. So what do you think you like best about being in the watch business for the past 20 years?
I guess what I like best is just the fact that we picked a good business. I mean, we picked a business that grew. We didn't pick a business that actually started kind of like just dissolving. And dying. Like it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, sure, more and more competition came into the market.
Sure.
But we've been here a long time. Both you and I have a lot of customers in our pocket, people that only want to do business with us, just because we've been around a long time. So I think that's the best thing. I mean, also, we're lucky that we're not selling, let's say, chocolates where like you can only make we're selling items where you can make $1,000, $3,000, $5,000 or more when you make a sale.
Right.
And it's a good business.
And it's win-win. It's not like, oh, that guy got me over.
Right.
As
long as you get good deals and you take in the trades, so you can take in their trade in, and then you make even more money because obviously now we've got another item that we can tack on our profit and do well on.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what I like about it. I mean, I love watches also.
I do like the people. I love the people. There's a handful of watch dealers I love. They're like brothers to me as far as I'm concerned. Right? But unfortunately, that's the 20%, not the 80%.
That's why I like interviewing watch dealers. I mean, everyone's got a really interesting story, how they got in the business.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of crazy personalities out there. There's only like a handful of guys that I really don't want to touch with a 10-foot pole, but I mean, mostly I like most everybody. Yeah. But I don't do shows anymore.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I stopped doing shows. I just kind of...
You don't do shows? You don't do the Miami Beach Antique Show or none of that?
I don't know. It's a combination of just kind of... I got lazy.
Old.
I got married. I got old. Kids now.
You got kids.
Yeah, it's not so easy. I got religious. It's tough to travel on Fridays now.
At the same time, if you have a digital presence, why do you need to go to the freaking Miami Beach?
I do need to start. I am going to start going to shows again, but...
Yeah. What are your thoughts on retail and where this whole watch business just in general is going?
Well,
I mean, clearly you're making a commitment to be belly to belly.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see this watch business going anywhere. I mean, if anything, the young generation, these kids are like growing up now seeing watches all over social media. So by the time they're out of college and they make a little bit of money, they want to buy a watch now. I mean, it's on their radar.
Right.
They don't just want to buy a nice car. They want to buy a nice watch. And, women are, I mean, it's good for the business. I don't see the business slowing down at all. Are prices always going to be like this on a chart? No. Sometimes they're going to dip a little bit, but I mean, the demand is there. And there's a lot of dealers. So if you ever just want to blow out all your merchandise and get liquid, there's a lot of people that will buy up your stock.
Yeah. So, what's your best watch story?
My best watch story that I got goes back to my Swatch watch days.
Sure.
This is the craziest thing that ever happened to me. And I don't think I've ever really told this story, but
exclusive! Second time podcast exclusive.
You jogged a memory when you said Chandelier.
Yes, the Chandelier.
The Chandelier. In 93 or 94, the Chandelier was a Christmas limited edition special that was coming out.
Yeah.
And we knew that the department store in Santa Monica was supposed to get something like 300 pieces. So they were gonna have 300 pieces, and the price on the watch was, I think, like 90 or $100 per piece. But we already had dealers in Europe that literally would take as many as we could get at like $400 or $500 a piece, something like that.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't think I'm exaggerating, but yeah, something like that, more or less. So every single piece you can get, you can literally triple your money on minimum. So, and I was in high school. So I devised this plan and I actually had this woman that she was a competitor of mine. Her name was Vicky, but she was a competitor, but yet we were like friendly with each other. And so instead of competing with each other, we teamed up this year to buy these watches. We wanted to buy every single last one of them because we were gonna make bank. So we devised a plan to basically, the day or so, maybe 2 days before they were gonna release them that morning, we went to all these homeless shelters all around Santa Monica with basically an advertisement telling people that if they wanna make $100 and keep a place in line, they could literally make $100 by just coming the night before, standing in line, and they'd make $100. And so we were hoping it was gonna work. Well, come like 7 o'clock the night before, it worked. And literally homeless people started showing up by the fucking busload. And they're just coming and coming and coming. And there's hundreds of homeless people there. And
wait, didn't we leave out one detail? Wasn't the condition on these watches that it was one per person or something like that?
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a critical detail, by the way.
You're right. I kind of skipped that point, but yeah, you're right. That's why you had to get as many people as possible. So it was one per person. So we thought, these are human beings. They're Americans, or we presume they're American. They're going to sell it to these homeless people. So we had the line going all the way down the block, all the way around the block, and they're just sitting there. It's cold, it's wintertime, they're freezing. So we get the idea to like buy up a bunch of coffee in these big dispensers. We're handing out coffee, and then they all want cigarettes. So we start buying up like cartons of cigarettes. we're just trying to keep everyone passing, keep everyone happy.
A bunch of hobos in line to buy Swatches.
Dude, it was insane. I wish I had a video just showing these faces, all these homeless people.
It would have been exploitation, by the way.
So, I mean, I didn't make a count, but there had to be 500 people in line for 300 watches.
No kidding.
Around 5 in the morning, actual legit Swatch watch rich ladies start showing up because they want to buy the Chandelier too. And they get there and it's nothing but homeless people going all the way around the block. And so they get there, and sure enough, they see myself and this other woman, Vicky, who were notorious. We're always trying to buy up all the watches, and they start going crazy and yelling at us. And they're trying to like get store security involved. So we go through this quick little negotiation with these collectors. All right, what we're gonna do, we devise this plan. We're gonna make 2 lines. One homeless line.
Every other?
And one like Beverly Hills rich white woman line. So you got these 2 competing lines. And as soon as these homeless people start seeing like other like wealthy people getting in front of them, they start going crazy. And so like verbal fights start breaking out between homeless people. And there's nothing we could do. We're trying our best to like keep everyone calm, but like, what are we gonna do? Because these homeless people, $100, especially going back in early
that's only
90s.
if they get the watch though. So they're fighting hard for their place in line.
So then like the store opens at 9, we're getting closer, and then out of nowhere, like police start showing up.
Oh no,
the police start showing up because people are getting rowdy, and I guess they called the police. There was even a horse and a cop in riot gear showed up, then the manager of Robbins, it was called Robinson's May, I think. They come out and they try to figure out who the people that hired all the homeless people are. And everyone's pointing to myself and Vicky. So they bring us into the store, up into like the management office, and we're sitting there. They're like, we're not going to sell these. We know these people aren't buying it for themselves. We know they're buying it for you. It's one per person. We're not going to sell them watches.
Oh no!
And I can't remember exactly how the conversation went, but obviously we pushed back on that. We weren't just going to allow them to do that. So we made a deal with them that they would, if we got rid of all the homeless people, they would sell us 100 watches. Just sell it straight to us. Just get rid of the homeless people.
Come on, seriously?
Yeah. So by the time we come out there, it's like almost 9 o'clock. Everyone starts pushing towards the front entrance.
Oh, geez.
And there's all this pushing and shoving. They're pushing against the door. The homeless people now have figured out what's going on. These watches are worth a lot of money. I hear some of the smarter homeless guys like talking amongst themselves that they're going to buy the watch and sell it them. They're not even going to sell it to us. They're just going to buy it with their own money. That somehow they got $100. They're going to keep the watch, and there's pushing. I remember my grandmother was there. This little old lady was in the front, and she's getting pushed. I always felt really bad about that. And so then we get on the microphone and we make an announcement that everyone has to go home, but you're not going home empty-handed. They're not going to sell us any watches, but we're going to give everyone $40.
Okay.
So we're not just telling them to go home. We're going to give them $40. So we make this line and we were prepared. We got all these 20s. So we're giving them $20 and we have a big red pen and we're marking them with X's. And then we're just doling out cash. And so we ended up getting rid of, I don't remember how much fucking we spent so much money just getting rid of these homeless people, which I think was nice of us. We didn't just tell these homeless people to go fuck themselves, excuse my language. So we got rid of the homeless people, and they told us to come back at a certain time.
They sold the watches, didn't they?
They fucked
Those
us.
motherfuckers sold the watches.
We got nothing.
Nothing?
Zero. Yeah.
Holy shit.
We lost.
They fucked you?
I think we lost like $10,000 that morning, yeah.
They agreed to sell you 100 and then like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they tricked us, and
Holy
there was
shit.
nothing we could do, and it all happened so fast. Like what we should have done was said, okay, you want to sell us $100? Give us a receipt right now. We're going to pay for those 100 watches. Give us the receipt.
Yeah.
We'll take possession later. I mean, hindsight's 2020, but yeah, that was one of my crazier.
But this was you in high school, though. You said,
yeah,
right?
it was like at this time I was like 17, maybe almost 18. Yeah,
I was selling switchblade knives. You were selling swatches.
I did that too, but I did that when I was 14.
Yeah, I was like 13, 14.
Ninja stars, switchblades.
We were always looked at as the fucking scourge. Like as independent entrepreneurs, as unaffiliates, we were the pirates.
Right.
We were the Buccaneers. We were eroding value for the brands.
Right.
Yeah, except that we put more watches on people's wrists than any of the brands.
Well, the secondary market is 100% propping up the ADs. I mean, if it wasn't for us buying all these watches, I mean, what would they be doing? There's so many dealers out there right now buying these watches. I mean, if everyone decided to liquidate tomorrow, I mean, the whole market would crash.
Yeah, but the high water mark for your average Omega, for the average person, for an Omega, for a Breitling, for a Tudor, it's like they're happy to pay retail plus sales tax because compared to Rolex, I can't get that.
Right.
You know, that to me is the biggest mind-blowing shift.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, over here, you don't need to be paying retail plus tax.
Right.
I can get you.
Right. But they're making it harder. I mean, as the years have gone on, obviously the discounts have decreased. Like it used to be back in the day, we could get, I mean, forget Rolex, but even just like, let's say Cartier.
30%,
35%.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? 12%?
If it's steel, yeah.
10% if you're lucky, yeah.
If it's gold, maybe.
So
maybe 22.
For that, the ADs have done well. They've figured out how to get rid of all the, the mom and pop ADs that were wholesaling.
Right.
But you know what? I think it's good. Let them make people pay full MSRP for brand new merchandise because it brings up the value of the watch as a used watch. It's good. Gives people more confidence in the product. I think it's a good thing.
Well, I certainly like the post 2020, like packaging, especially with like Richmond, where every watch comes with a warranty card, QR code, digital registration.
Yeah.
Even if you lose the card, You can still digitally register.
It's not like Gerard Perregaux in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Every single GP was a
Blank card.
Completely blank.
Or else it said like DGNY, that was Danny Govberg.
Yeah. People put their own names on.
All kind. There was like, oh God. Remember there was one out of Brooklyn? It was like the something door.
Montior.
Montior. And they had like 37 authorized brands. They didn't have a retail location, just a door.
They were selling things for cents.
Just a door.
Cents.
That's what gave birth to the Jomas, the Prestiges, and the Watch magazines.
No, Montior had a website. Oh, they own the Watchery.
Ashford.
And Ashford.
Ashford's still around.
First the Watchery, but I think they sold Ashford. I think it's someone else now. But
Ashford was like Dallas-based, I think, at one point.
That was all the closeouts. Remember when Overstock.com had Frank Mueller's overnight? That was crazy.
45 cents, 50 cents.
That was insane.
Millions of dollars
to see Frank
inventory.
Mueller's at 50 off was
like
weird.
The good ones, though, Conquistadors.
And direct to the public at 50 off. Yeah. That was weird. That was very strange.
Do you sell a lot of Frank Mueller's?
No.
You get requests for them?
No. Do you? Not anymore.
You know, occasionally I'll get a random request.
And Mueller's and Panerais were sort of hot at the same time. Early 2000s.
See, I think Mueller's were never hot. Like for about 5 minutes they were hot. And then they went to 47th Street. They took all the Muellers out of the cases. They were going to sue you if you sell them.
Yeah.
And then remember if you wanted a new strap for a Mueller, you couldn't just order the strap. You had to send the watch in with the warranty card, which usually wasn't filled in again. Yeah. And that's
Rolex is the strictest.
By design.
But AP is also strict.
By design.
Yeah, I love AP.
What do you think about all the serial checks? What do you think about the serial checks?
I think that's awesome. It causes some problems here and there, but I think it's great that there's now access to get this sort of stuff for certain brands.
Except that the access is completely illegal.
Right.
Enriching some guy who's basically breaking the law to illegally obtain information that he's then going to charge.
It's a good point you make. Probably it'll get shut down eventually, but yeah. But it's just,
we should all be aligned.
But it is annoying if I'm not saying it happens every day, but it has happened to me where someone now will go ahead and get something serial checked, and the watch came with a silver stick, and now I saw with a blue Roman. I had no idea. Not I did it.
Yeah, you should have spent the $250 on the serial check when you bought the watch. So now you got to go and pocket $250 on every watch you're going to buy because someone else is going to do a serial check.
But I know you'll agree. Back in the day, everybody was doing a dial switch when it came to Rolex. If you wanted to sell that watch,
big deal.
It was sometimes they would even do a whole complete movement. They were too lazy to take the dial off the watch.
Unless it was a US card with the description of the card on the card.
Yeah, so
in fact, there were dealers that wouldn't buy those watches because they couldn't do anything with them. Right. They couldn't swap any dials.
Yeah, when you can swap a bracelet or swap a dial, it gives you that many more watches in your inventory. You can fill the call much easier. There's a very famous watch dealer in Miami. And I've been in his office plenty of times all day long. That's all they're doing is taking one dial out of one watch, putting another watch to fill the order, doing a bracelet switch. Can't do bezel switches, but you can do dial and bracelet switches, no problem. But now you do that, and it could bite you in your ass later down the road. Yeah.
I think that it's, again, if we're not going into our pocket $200, increasing the cost on every watch we buy by $200, we're leaving ourselves open to being blindsided by someone who is going to spend that $200.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of whitewashing.
You never really sold a lot of Rolexes. Are you doing more? Are you doing more Rolex these days?
I am, because that's what the masses want.
Yeah.
But I still do a lot of Panerai. I just sold a Breitling yesterday. I like sport watches. I like watches that they're just tried and true the kind of watches that celebration for college graduation, high school graduation, birthday kind of stuff. But what's that on your wrist? Tell me about that. Is that white gold?
Yeah, that's a 39 Chrono AP.
Yeah, that's a pretty watch.
White gold. Yeah, this is one of my dailies. I love this watch. I used to wear this watch in Rose, in the City of Sales limited the version.
Of course. That was a great watch.
I had that multiple times, and
I bought that watch from Ira.
I don't know why I ever.
Remember Ira? Feel Good Watches?
Of course I remember Ira.
May he rest in peace.
Great guy. I never wanted to sell it. I don't know why I ever sold it. And I kept selling it. Finally, this white gold one came my way. I said, you know what?
I'm keeping this one for a while.
Yeah,
Damn it.
white gold is good.
So the only reason I'm keeping this one is because it's got this big freaking scratch down the middle.
Where? On the dial?
Yeah, on the crystal.
On the crystal?
Just going straight down that way. But if you don't have good eyes, you don't even see it. I don't see it anymore.
What is this? Is this a 180?
I'll be upset when I sell this.
Is this a 187?
That is a 187, yeah.
Look at that.
Dude! Come on, that is pretty good.
Pulled that one out of my
impressed.
ass. Yeah, thank you.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I like the patina.
Color me impressed.
Patina's nice on that.
Yeah. So tell me about that AP. Why is that one your daily driver?
Well, I have 3 watches that I rotate. I just bought a 4th watch, but I'm not really wearing it yet. It's a.
This is your most recent, great, this is the family collection acquisition.
I guess, right. The last one.
That's what I call it, family collection.
So this one I'm never selling. I got it from a very good friend of ours. Both of us know him in Beverly Hills. So it's a 36 millimeter day date, but it's a 118238.
Okay, so it's double clear.
But it's extremely rare stone dial.
Sure.
It's so rare that literally when he got it, I started Googling it and had a tough time even finding it anywhere on the internet.
That's always good.
It is rarer than shit. It is so rare. It basically looks like a wood dial.
Okay.
But it's not wood. It's not those old wood dials.
Not those wood
it's
ones,
a stone dial that looks like bark. Yeah, it looks like that with diamond markers. I was so thankful that he even sold it to me. And I told him, sell this to me. I'm never reselling this watch. This will be in my collection.
Does it have papers too, or just
yeah.
marks?
Yeah.
It's got box
and it says the name of the dial on the.
And that's the only reason you know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love that. That is the best. That is such a rarity.
It's beautiful.
It's a one in a don't even, the comps don't even exist.
Yeah.
And so we put a big NFS over it.
Not for sale. Never for sale.
So that's part of the Grossman
so that's
collection.
it. So I've got 4 watches basically in my rotation.
So you got the new Rolex Day Date. You got the white gold 39 millimeter Royal Oak chronograph.
Yeah.
Nice and beat up the way we like them, man.
Unpolished.
Yeah.
Unpolished.
Look
Yeah.
at
This
you.
is
Beat the
never
shit out of it.
never been touched. This watch.
So
It's
what
good.
do you like best about that Royal Oak chrono?
In general, I've always been attracted to a Royal Oak, even before they were hotter than shit. I always liked Royal Oaks, and I like the size. I like a 39. Love a 39. So I would love to have a 15202, the blue dial.
Yeah, the ultra thin.
Yeah, the ultra thin. But I've never bought one of those for myself. But this came my way at a right price.
I love the wrist presence because that white gold is a hunk of freaking metal. It's a heavy watch.
Right, and it's nice having it on a strap. I mean, it could be on a bracelet. They also make this watch obviously in a bracelet. The bracelet adds like
$32,000.
Well, at retail, but usually you can get right $25,000. But in white gold, I think it's pretty rare to find a bracelet.
Yeah, for sure it is.
Yeah,
I
like
it's a great
this
looking watch.
Yeah, it's good. It's not as flashy as gold.
All right, let's talk about the other
All
ones.
right, so what else do I got here? Ooh. This is a 1960 Rose 1803. That was a lucky find that I got.
These will be your children's birthrights as far as you're concerned?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I agree, man.
But I challenge someone to try to find a rose gold president for sale tomorrow. I mean,
it's pretty.
I mean,
dude, it's a pie pan dial. It's a really good looking watch.
Yeah. So I love vintage personally, even though I'm far.
But you weren't a vintage. You never started as a vintage.
No.
You started as contempo all the way.
Like me.
And
maybe I should have learned more about vintage. Obviously, the vintage guys are the ones that have
you know what?
made
I think
a lot of money.
What I didn't like about vintage is everyone was, there was so limited information. It was like you know who used to make up the stories, right? And it was compelling, and it was intro. Oh, let me tell you about this watch, But nobody. It was like, if you can confirm that what I'm saying is not true, then I'm a liar. But if you can't confirm it, you got to take it at what it is, you know. And that's what I hated about vintage was like there was no authority who didn't have a dog in that hunt, a dog in that fight.
I also, when it came to vintage, I was always intimidated by that market because there were so many good fakes.
Yeah. There was a variation. That's the Colombian fake. Oh, that's the Mexican fake. That's the Spanish fake. Oh, the bracelet.
And these Italians were notorious for fucking with dials and doing this and that.
And then sometimes it was just everything was great except for the bracelet didn't have the right code, and you're like, oh. What do you mean it doesn't? Oh, that's one of those from there. They did this and that.
Regardless of that, though, I do think vintage watches are the coolest watches to wear, especially as a watch dealer. And when people ask me, what do you think the best investment watches are? I really feel like the watches that they made back in the day when they were only, making, let's say, like,
hundreds of thousands of watches versus
these are the watches. Like, I mean, how many fucking Panda Daytonas are out there right now?
Just a few.
Are those really the investment quality? No,
that's why I say go buy a 1986 anything, and you have to imagine that watch produced in 1/100th of the current production.
Yeah. So that's why I like my.
So that is a pretty watch. That is really. How long have you had this for?
For like 5 years.
And did you just buy this from a customer?
I bought that actually, believe it or not, I bought that off of a dealer chat on Facebook. That wasn't
a dealer chat on Facebook.
What wasn't Moda? It was another one just for dealers. But this guy, he put like 5 watches up one night, and I just happened to be scrolling. I was like, holy shit, is that a rose? So I texted him right away, and he had like a real price on it. I was like, okay, it's mine.
And so how long ago was this?
4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years ago? So it was probably what? You're talking about 21, 22?
Yeah.
It's probably a 15,000?
I paid 13 for it.
That's close.
Yeah, it's got to be worth almost 20 now. Minimum 20. It doesn't matter.
First of all, gold value alone, forget about it, Oh, here we go.
So this is my other one. That's a 1675.
It's a 1675
from 77.
original. That looks great.
77. Nice little GMT Pepsi. I love these.
So where did you get this watch from?
That was a trade-in. It came on a bracelet, obviously, but I like it on those.
Would you say that this is perfect matching patina? The hands and the.
No, it's not perfect.
Quite.
It's not perfect.
And that's like why it can be like a family collection piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're not going to. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, it's not.
It looks cool as fuck on the wrist, but
it's
don't
great.
want to try to sell to a collector and tell, it's 100% original, perfect. Probably.
Too many stories.
Yeah, who knows if this bezel actually came on this watch? I mean, but I was walking around Israel. I got stopped almost every day. People really respect the Pepsis in Israel. It was crazy. Yeah, way more than in Los Angeles.
Pretty amazing.
That's for sure.
I love these less than perfect examples because, again, they're wearable.
But most collectors really respect a watch that hasn't been polished. You can just tell this thing has never been polished, but it does have a couple dings and scratches.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Who wants to wear a watch? Everywhere you go, they want to buy it from you. Like, leave me the fuck alone. It's my watch. You want it? There's a big fucking scratch right here. You want it? Here you go.
How much are these worth now?
I'm selling this for $6,500. It's the cheapest 187 on the planet.
It used to be 10 grand.
Dude, they used to be 15.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is a 1,000-meter submersible chrono with a helium release valve. And again, beat the shit, but I love it, man.
Yeah, this is a good watch. Problem is, people they feel weird about wearing these big 44s right now. And this is probably this is 46, I think.
47.
47. Yeah, so
47.
This is, for most people.
No, and I wear it over my shirt cuff. That's even better.
Damn, look at all these hairs on this bezel.
I know. That was the problem.
Is that
that was the problem. Is
that from your skin or is that from your shirt?
It's probably from my skin, my body. You want to do a DNA test?
Yeah, you motherfucker.
Get the fucking CSI team.
We talked about this on our podcast. It's really a shame. I mean, these things were fetching so much money back in the day, and they just they literally didn't even hold their value. They just went down in value.
And there's still only 1,000 of these ever made on the entire planet. There's only 1,000.
Yeah.
This is highly underpriced. It's 12,000 for what it is,
Yeah, they we talked about it. They just made so many watches. They had to. Like you said, they made their own movements, so they had to bust out that many more watches to make it worthwhile financially, and they just made too many watches. They looked too similar, and they just kind of shot themselves in the foot. That's what Swatch did, basically. Swatch made way too many watches.
So what are you selling the most of in your brand mix right now?
Like everyone, Rolex. Yeah. There's no getting away from it. I mean, Rolex is number one for sure. Right. But that's not where we make the money, obviously. We make the money on Pateks and APs, and once in a while I sell a Richard Mille, but we can still sell Jaegers and Vacherons. We sold Vacheron today. Nardines. We can still sell some of these watches.
They say Vacheron is one of the most underrated, undervalued, and underappreciated of the big five.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe they're due for a renaissance. I mean, they came due with their 222, right?
Right.
But that's about the only thing that peaked other than the overseas.
Right. We had one, but it's still the one that we had was pre-owned and we sold it for less than retail.
Yeah, and our mutual good friend in Beverly Hills, I probably bought 7 Vacheron, the Jubilee.
Oh yeah.
The ones with the annual calendar.
1755, the Jubilee. Yeah. It's a good watch.
I've had 15 of those if I've had one.
How are you enjoying being a podcast host?
I love it, man. I really do enjoy being a podcast host. Yeah. I mean, first of all, I get to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And I get to, my goal is to get you to think about stuff and be like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I never really thought about it like that. Or,
yeah.
Oh yeah, if I can get to those, like every superhero's got his origin stories that, dude, Swatch is your origin story,
right.
man, as much as Panerai is mine.
Right.
And that's,
exactly.
and again, like kids today, they don't understand that if there was no Swatch, that was the savior of the Swiss watch business.
100%.
If that was what allowed everything to keep going. Otherwise, it was like peanut butter in the machinery.
Think about it. Swatch made so much money.
So much money doing that.
They bought
everybody.
Day and Omega. I mean, and everyone else.
They bought everybody else too. Yeah, like wow.
Amazing. To buy those companies.
I always look back and when I bought my first Tag Heuer in 1986, that was quartz. I didn't know from quartz or automatic. When I bought my Sector from the Sharper Image, again, didn't know from quartz or automatic.
Right.
It's just a cool watch.
Yeah, back then.
I didn't have that, that, and it's weird because some people did.
Right.
I think it's the people that really got into the movements and, did. And then, for me, I'm like the aesthetic. I'm like the look and just the kind of, what I get from it. From a visceral feeling. That's what I love about watches. But no, I love it because I get to hear people's stories.
Yeah.
And to me, that's 100 years from now, your grandkids, like, hey, let's look at Grandpappy Seth's podcast with OJ. We can hear about how he made his fortune in swatches.
We'll see about that, but you're right. You two will live on.
This will.
We're going to be there for eternity.
And if I can have a conversation that you never had with anyone else, I'm the fucking rock star.
Yeah.
Right? Because I've been able to capture it forever, man. This is forever. Forever as long as we're here.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. These watches are fucking here forever too, and no one ever thought about that when we were selling these.
Right.
These are gonna be around for 100, 200 years, 300 years. This is from 1960, and it'll be around for the same 250, 300 as this one or that one, and I'm talking about lifetimes. Seth, dude, this is awesome, man. I'm so excited to be here with you, my podcast guest, Seth from Essential Watches,
Thank
and
you.
now 90210 Watches, soon to be a physical retail storefront.
That's right.
In Beverly Hills.
Thank you. Thanks, man.
Also, special thanks to our host, Penmar, for an amazing venue, beautiful greenery around us, and thank you for your hospitality this afternoon.
Let's go play.